Hello everybody, Morilibus here, back in my single player world, and we are going to head to the villager purifier. I want to get that up and running so we can repopulate. And the last step we have to do, well, one of the last steps, is finish off with the selector area where we control which villagers go where we store them, and all that jazz. I should also try to look at putting in a portal, I think, to this thing. Not that it's that far, but maybe we could have a portal just for us, for ourselves, to get there, so I don't have to walk all the way through the sewer all the time, or go overhead, or all that stuff. But yeah, I did find a few dark spots that I kind of missed out on. I think I got them all taken care of. There might still be the odd one. I haven't done a 100% check, but I think I've done it. Like this one, no, that one's lit, so is this. Yeah, it seemed like there was a couple that I missed. This is where we figured the villagers would be coming up, and that will lead us back down into kind of the back area where they will be kind of flown out. So what I want to do today is set up all the pistons and stuff and figure out how we're going to control them. Let me out. So we got I got my ender chest here, which there's one over here. So I've got a bunch of stuff in here. We've got our pistons. Got some dispensers. Let's start with those. And I also got to lay out a control panel somewhere, and I'm not too sure where I want to do that. We might have to do it like above here. That might be the only place really. Or I put it all the way over here, but this seems a bit out of the way. Because what I want to be able to do is hit a button to tell the system which villager we have coming in. So once we've, you know, changed them all over. What's the word? Purified them. We'll pick whoever's the first one where he needs to go. So if he's a village or like a farmer or whatever, we'd throw him into a farmer pen. And yeah, so we need to hit I want to hit a button. We'll have a selector panel somewhere where we could hit villager, or I mean farmer, or baker, blacksmith, etc. And then that would control the gates here. So let's say this is the farmer one. This piston here would go down. So let's go ahead and let's put some pistons in place. So we'd have a piston here, and then we'd have a piston there. Oh, and there's a villager down there. I'll probably have to try to get those out. Hey guy. Put you somewhere else other than right there. Especially right now, because you're in my way. But anyway, we'll have piston. So these pistons here would be up by default, and these pistons here would be down by default. And then if we selected this area, this one would go down, and this one would go up, and the water would flush them into the room. And that would be that part, and then when we're done with that room, that piston would go back up. So the other part is getting them out of the room, and I think we'll do that by having a dispenser here, and we put a bucket of water in there. And when we want to flush the villagers out of this room, we'd have probably a piston back here, I guess, that would go down to let them get out. And then that would flood, which would bring them out to this area here. Looks like I stopped that one a little bit too far back, so I'll have to readjust that. Yeah, those streams doesn't go far enough back to cover all the rooms. Nor did I replace the blocks, but that's okay. So yeah, that's the plan. And then yeah, depending on what button we hit the selector, and it will control the pistons that it needs to direct the villagers where they need to go. Now in terms of releasing the villagers, I'm not sure where we could do that. So it is going to be kind of cramped once we get all this wiring in place, and I have a feeling it's going to be incredibly ugly underneath by the time we do it. So, we almost, I don't know, we could try adding something more to the control panel, but I don't know if we'll have enough room. So let me first start by trying to get rid of the villagers down there, and I'll probably clear out a bunch of room underneath here for some wiring. Hey guy, can we Which way should we put you? But yeah, I'll make some room so we can get access to all these pistons. I'll lay out all the pistons. And then maybe we can look at doing the control panel and stuff together. So I'll bring you back when I'm a little bit further ahead. Alright, I've cleared out some room and I've just kind of laying in the pistons and now the dispensers. Just to see, we'll make sure we got everything in place. Then we can go look underneath and see how we're going to wire all this. Let's get rid of the water. That'll be a piston. We need another piston here. And I think that's it for this side. Let's throw some light back here for now, so we don't get anything spawning back there on us. And same back here. I'll probably get rid of the water. That needs to go away anyway, and I forgot to add in this area, so I'll have to do that. And I also did manage to get, I think, most of the villagers there. I haven't seen any other ones, so I think I've got them all. Okay, so piston, piston, and piston. And again, let's throw in some light for now. And there we go. So everything is in place. Now, with most of these, I think we should be able to just have, like for these, it's either going to be, this one's going to be up, that one's going to be down, or that one's going to be up, and that one's going to be down. So we should be able to wire them off the same signal and just have one kind of inverted. And then as far as the dispenser goes, I'm still not sure how we want to do that one. I'll have to see. Might have to have some buttons here at the front or something. But let's worry about that after. Why don't we just start with the control panel and see what we can do with that. What do we need here? How many is there? There's only, I know we talked about in the other episode, I think 6 different types of villagers. We got farmer, butcher, blacksmith, librarian. Well, I guess I only have 5 chambers, so I'm guessing there's 5 librarians. Okay, 5 librarians. So I only need 5 lamps. And I'm going to use kind of Etho's selector panel design that he did, because I think that will be useful here, as it allows for you to pick one, but then it will also reset the other one. So only one selector will be active at any given time, so it won't be like a control panel where you can kind of T-flip-flop a whole bunch of them on or off. This one will be just, we only want one of them to be active at any given time. Like we only want this room to be selected or this room to be selected. We don't want to be able to select multiple rooms and have their gates open. So we will build this, I guess, out of stone to go with everything else. Perhaps I'll change it up afterwards. So I'm thinking we're probably going to have it up top here, if I can make it happen. Which means we might need to, whoops, break everything apparently. We might need to excavate a bit more to make this feasible. That also means that this would probably end up being the ceiling of that room. And let's just lay this out, because already I think this is going to be too high. And I mean, I could lower the ceiling by 1 more, to be honest. But then it will feel a bit cramped. I will have to have, like that, like so. Whoops. Just so villagers can't jump back out. And same with the flushing out section. I don't want them to be able to get out if the block is up. So we'll have to have blocks there and there to prevent that from happening. Now let's see if that's like that. Now Etho's control panel requires some redstone to be on the ground, which I don't have out. So this may not be ideal location, because I think it's going to be a little too high. And we can hide this redstone here in a second. So we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we'd have our buttons here. So let's see what that looks like. Is that too high? It's getting there. Borderline too high. I would prefer it to be down lower. Maybe we should put it over here. That might be the best place for it, actually, now that I come to think of it, which kind of sucks. So we can pick the villager and send him on his way, all from over here, I guess. Yeah, let's do that. Nuts! Or we could try a different selector panel, but... I wonder... No, I'm not going to play around with it right now. Okay. I gotta move all this stuff. Come on. All done. Sort of. You can go right here. Sure. Okay, so now we gotta clear all this out, which shouldn't take too long, which I probably should have done off camera, but I didn't, and I already hit record, so I'm just gonna keep going. Oops. Okay, so I decided that we need another button too. We need a 6th button. So we have the 5 villagers, and then we're going to have a 6th button, which will close all the doors. So kind of like a reset. So that will be the default. Okay. We could even have it on a timer, so it automatically closes itself, but I think the villagers are probably going to be a little temperamental anyway. So that's probably not going to work. Okay, so we're going to have redstone there, I guess. And we'll have our buttons here. Let's get our buttons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Kind of awkward that it's so close to that, but that's okay. I could actually move this over if I wanted to. And maybe we will in the future. Who knows? Okay, let's change those out to stone. Oops. And let's plop down some redstone. So that's kind of the reset line. To make some more room. Go away, everybody. Out. Goodbye. And do I have any torches? No. I moved all the storage up to there. And I probably left my torches here as well. I did. Aha! Anything else I left that I might need? Do we need water at this point? Don't think so. Torches. We got torches. We got redstone. We got repeaters. I think we're good. Do I have any more stone? Just cracked. Mossy, cracked. Stairs. We can grab some stairs. Maybe. Okay. So, and above these, we're going to have... I'm going to do this a little bit different than Ethos, but I'm using his as kind of the base of my design. Now his, you put the lights directly above. I'm just going to put them one above that, so one higher. So the light will go up there, which is kind of high, but I'm doing that for a couple reasons, which I will show you. I'm going to have the sign here for what villager we're picking. So right above the button it would say which villager. And then I'm also going to make it so I can steal power out the back of this control panel, which I believe in his design it only goes out the front, I think. Or you have to take it off the front. So we're going to do that. We're going to have repeater. I think it needs to be set to 2 ticks to allow the reset line to work properly. Alright, so here are the buttons. So we want some blocks here with some repeaters. Should have more repeaters in my ender chests. I do. Let's grab anything else we should grab. Don't think so. Maybe some more stone. Maybe we'll make some more bricks. By the looks of it, we'll need them. And there we go. Alright, so we're going to do repeater, etc., etc. Like so. And then when we hit a button, it should do 2 things. It should light up the corresponding repeater. Do I have one too many? How many do we have? 6. I do. Okay, so we should be able to move this in one. Let's put it right there. Instead, okay, just leave that for a second. And then I'm going to move the pistons up 1 block as well, so I can take power straight through. And we're going to have to make some more room. Out of me way. So we'll get repeaters going across. And these ones will actually light up the lights for us, the indication, or indicator lights, I should say. So we're going to have more repeaters. I don't know if I have enough repeaters, actually. Might have to make some. There we go. And then we'll take some more blocks and some more repeaters, if I can jump. And then another row of blocks. These ones get powered continuously, except during a button press, which they get depowered for a short period of time to allow the piston to retract. That's basically the first part of that, except I don't have the reset hooked up yet, so I gotta get this up to there. I'll worry about that in a second. And we need more room, of course. Of course we do. Yeah, this is probably a good choice of where to put it. It would have been pretty cramped having it up above that other one. And then I would have had to get the power down anyway. So this way we don't have to do that. Okay, so here, this is where it's not all that efficient. But I'm going to lay down some more blocks. And then some more pistons up above these blocks. So I'm basically going to make another selector area similar to this, but on the back side. So this one will provide me with the power out for each button. Although really for the one button I don't need to have anything powered, so we don't have to worry about that. So the reset one, we don't have to have like an actual output, so I could get rid of like that one, because that will probably end up being the reset, or maybe we should have the reset on this end here. Let's do that. Okay, so that'll be like that. We put a torch here for now, and then I need a bunch of repeaters here, which I don't even think I have enough. 15? Oh, maybe I do. And I could alternate to save some repeaters, I suppose, on a few of them. To maybe do that. Yeah, let's do that. Save us some. The delay will be slightly different, but I don't think it'll matter, but we can test it out to make sure. Okay. So now when we hit a button, it will go all the way through and the pistons get fired up. So that's good. Let's get on top of that. And we've got to lay down some more repeaters here. And some more blocks on top of there. I don't know if this is the best way of doing it, but you guys can let me know if there's a simpler way that I've overlooked. I tend to overlook the incredibly obvious way of doing things and do them in the most complicated way I can think of. That is my method. Inefficient and complicated, needlessly so. Alright, so we need more repeaters going that way. And then we need a torch. So the torch will be... I'm going to put the torch one lower, because I think I might have a little bit harder time getting this line up to there. So there we have it. When we hit a button, it will lock in place. Right now there is no reset though, so the indication light will stay on, and I can basically turn on as many as I want, but I can't turn any of them off, so that's not good. So here we want to take the signal out of that, and we got to get it up to there. Yeah, so this should work. So if we just simply put that, and I think it's 2 ticks, but we can confirm to see if it actually works. I don't want that, so let's cut that off. So that'll depower that torch, which will depower all this, which will allow their piston to retract, hopefully. So now if I hit any button, they should all turn off. Okay, so that is not working at the moment. So let's see, do we have to increase that to 3? What is going on? That's powering that. Oh, I think I've got interference from this guy who's powering that. So that can't be like that. How can we change that so that won't power it? I guess we'll just have to move it over. It's not a big deal. We don't really have limited space here, so let's just do that. Alright, piston there. We'll keep that there. And we'll do the exact same thing, but over here. And we'll just move this torch over as well. put some redstone and a torch and a block. There we go. So that should be all lit up. And now we can put redstone all the way there, and we'll put that repeater back. And I do believe it's supposed to be 2 ticks, so let's just see. Okay, so now it does appear to be working. And I'll probably change it up so it's not all stone, because the buttons are kind of hard to see. There we go. So maybe we'll bring in some quartz or something. A brighter material. Alright. So that's that. Now we should have... Okay, so this would be the reset one. Right. So let's pick a different one. Let's pick like this guy. So that gives power through here, which lights up that light, but then it also gives us power back here. So this will be our outputs. So for that, we've got to figure out how we're going to do that. And I'm out of blocks. No. Alright, let's get some more. Let's get a way out of here. Oh, I broke it. I was kind of wondering if I was there. And sure enough, I was. Okay, let's put that back. Okay, so I still have some more stone, so let's go ahead and get those. I did bring some of that stone for possibly making some more repeaters, which I think we might need to, because I only have 3 left. Yeah, let's make 16 more, I guess. And crafting tables up there. Do I have enough redstone and stuff to do this? I do. Let's see. Okay. No. Wrong. There we go. Okay, that might hold us over for now. I might have to go back and do a trip, pick up a few things. Let's get rid of cobblestone. Let's get rid of dirt and gravel and coal. And that's about it. Do I have anything else in here? I don't have a bit of stone, I guess. And then the crack stuff that we've already looked at. So I really don't need to look at it again. Okay. Easy. So outputs. So we got to get power from up here to preferably down underneath. So I dug out some of the bottom part. Let's see if we can find it. I could silk touch this stuff and then we could get some more stone, but I'm not going to. Come on, where are you? Oh, I broke everything. Well done, sir. Well done. Alright, fix that from the front in a second. We should be getting... There we go. Aha! So this is where we want to come to power all these things. So we'll make room for that. And we got to bring 5 individual lines. I was going to see if I could do it with like some pulse lengtheners and or pulse length detectors. So we could just have one redstone line coming here, and depending on the length of it, it would only power certain ones. But I think all in all that would just end up being just as big, because I'd have to have the pulse length generators or whatever on this end, and I'd have to have the pulse detectors on this end. So I don't think that would actually save us anything, so I'm not going to do that anymore. But what we will do, let's see, I'll get this started with you guys, and I'll probably cut and get a lot of it done off camera, just so we can accomplish a little bit more this episode. Because time does go quick. Get nothing done. Feels like you have very little time. Okay, so the way I was going to pull the power off of these is through torches, I think. So we could have, let's see here, if we put a torch there, it's okay. And put a block up here, I guess. No. And we'll put repeaters there. Power those. Let's put some redstone dust there, so when we get a block placed there, that would just power that and depower that torch. Simple as that. And then that one, we would have the torch there. So that will power a different line, and then we can either do some, let's Let's see, vertical wiring. I gotta make sure I don't power these pistons. Will that power the piston? Good. So we could do that just to get it down. That works. And then for these ones, will it work out that they won't interfere with each other? No. That would definitely interfere, so we'd have to put the torch on the back side so that it would not. Right to there. Okay, so these are all default off right now, or at least they should be. So when I do that, they're all off. Now we gotta figure out a way to get them all down here. We should be able to isolate them simply by having them in their own little trough type thing. Now those blocks are being powered, so actually I'll probably have to step these down again, I think, to get them where we want to be. Yeah. Okay, let's do that. So now they're on by default, so we got to change that. We'll have to reverse them one more time probably. Or we'll see when we get to the piston. Maybe we can work with whatever state they're in and reverse it at the piston itself. Here we could probably just start stepping this one down. And let's see, with this one, where would we want it? Is that too high? Kind of. Just trying to think, once we get them into their own little section. So that would be a section. This would be a section. And then we can run redstone wire in here. We can run a redstone wire on top, and then we can simply have it cut off so that we could have all the lines coming out on their own without interference, and do it that way. And then I'll probably take the ones that are closer to this way to hit these first pistons, so these would turn and hit that one, and then the next ones would turn and hit these two. So why don't we just look at doing that? So by default we want this to be powered. So let's take this down. So right now it is off, which is good. That will be cut off, like so. And then we want that to be up. So that's not going to work, so we would do that. And ta-da, that's working. Okay, the next one we would bring around, and we got to make sure it doesn't get any interference as well. We could probably step it down actually to here. Just block that off. And for this one, a little bit different, so let's figure that out. Where's the wire? Now the wire's right there. So what would I have to do? Are these the ones that need to be reversed again? Or not? Oh no, it's underneath. So it's this one. What am I doing? This actually needs to be one higher. Like that. Okay, so it's this one that I'm worrying about, not that one. We've already done that one. So we could get rid of that. Okay, let's bring this one down along here. And there we go. So by default we want this one to be powered and that one not to be powered. So let's think how we could do that. We could have a torch here. No, but that would depower it. So probably want the torch on this side. So that one is... wait. Like that. So that gets powered. And that one doesn't. But that will power this, which would automatically power... Let's see here. That won't really work, will it? Because then when that goes down, that would get powered. And if I put a block there, it's going to power both of them anyway. So we need to power this guy independently, which maybe we could do with just from this block. So that one's up. We don't want this one up unless this is off. Perhaps we could do... What could we do? It's probably obvious as well what we could do. But I don't always see the obvious. What if we do something like that? That's going... Will that power that? It won't. So that would work. That one's up. So they switch. That could do it. Is there an easier way? Probably. But let's go with that. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and wire the rest of these. Bring you back when that's done. Alright, I've done absolutely nothing. I did a few things. I put some buttons here, they don't do anything yet. I'm thinking this is what we're going to use to flush out the guys. So when the button is hit, it will dispense that, and I think we'll try to turn that guy into a T flip-flop. We'll give him a 1-tick pulse, so he just kind of... will that work? Maybe not, because that would allow water to flow into there, which might cause problems. I might not. We'll see. What if I do that? Let's just see what happens. Water's going to want to go into those, but it's not going to be able to. It won't. The villagers are still forced to come all the way here to the end, so I think that's okay. So we can either have those on a continual on state, or we could just have them flip up really quick. But either way, we gotta recreate a monostable circuit that actually works in 1.5, 1.1, what is it, 1.5.1? Yeah, that stuff. Other than that, I was waiting for stone, so I haven't done any more down below. So I'm gonna go do that now. And then we should be able to kind of give it a, hopefully get it to a point where we can give it a test, I hope. Where am I? How do I get down? Aha. Okay, we got the selector panels in place, although something's not working. Oh, I think I changed this up a little bit. There we go. So it used to come out to here with the piston and go straight up. I moved that back to where it was and just put that over there and rerouted the redstone up, just so I could have this a little bit tighter and possibly close it in a little bit better. Though I haven't really decided what I'm doing there yet anyway. So I think everything is set up properly, so why don't we go ahead and put the pistons in place. Or not the pistons, the blocks on top of the pistons. And see what happens. So looks like maybe that one is selected at the moment, and so are all these. Something's not right. Already I've done something wrong, clearly. Alright, so this should be the reset. So with that one selected, all these pistons should be down, which they are not. So let's figure out what's going on there. So I've got some things possibly reversed than the way they should be. So let's go ahead and invert this guy right there. And now he's down and he is up, so that looks okay. Any other one that is inverted? This one. Okay. So I've got to invert this one as well, so why don't we get rid of that. And I don't know if this will still make it. It was pretty close lengthwise. It looks like it's not making it up there. So it's one short. How close are we? Oh well. We'll just have to throw in a repeater. Unfortunately. I could probably make it work. I might be able to add a bit of length somewhere. I'm not too sure. But anyway, let's just get it working and I'll worry about tidying it up after the fact. Now these spots here are where the buttons are. So we got to take that into account to try to get a signal down, which might be interesting. So, and I don't know if I'll actually get to that today because I think we are already kind of running out of time, of course. So let's just see if these work. Okay. So nothing is selected. All that is good. The other thing we'll have to change is the water streams. You guys are really in the way, you know that? Can I get rid of you? If I do that, will it push you guys away? Or are you just going to drown? You're going to drown, aren't you? Fine. Okay, well, let's see. If I open that up, how far does that water go? It goes right to there. So here we got to have another water stream anyway, which means we'll probably have that drop down a block, I'm guessing. But anyway, let's just ignore that for now then. We'll just block that off, and we'll have water going that way. And I'll also have to figure out how I'm going to get the water to continue on, because obviously that's not going to make it either. So let's take the first selection, which should have opened up this room, but it did not. Why did you not do that? What have I done? Let's see. Okay, with that button pressed, the output goes to here, which powers that, which changes that, which changes this, which changes that. That goes around here. Oh, I see, it's reversed. It's not the way I think it is. That's kind of annoying, but then I guess we'd have to cross over the wiring to get it to work how you would think it would work. I'd have to look into that, because that's a little backwards. So right now this light means this room. So yeah, that came down. If I change that, that'll be that room. Except this piston's in the wrong spot. Didn't even do that right. This piston should be right here. Whoops. Like that. Not there. So I have to change that up too. That's not the right spot either. I am doing so well. Okay, we want a piston here. Yes. And one of these should be reversed. I think that one. So we got to change that. Let's see here. Can we just do it from here? I kind of changed these other ones around a bit anyway. So let's see if we can just, how can we do it? Redstone dusting, torch, dust, torch, but then we're getting close to that thing. Oh well, we'll do it this way. I don't know why I'm using mossy. That's silly. Okay, we'll do that, and then do that, and then that one is now down. Let's get out of there. Okay, that one kind of, I think, yeah. One ticked pulse when I threw in the torch. It should be okay now. So that one does that one. This one should do him. Yes, it does. And finally, that one. That one. Well, not finally, because there's one more. Alright, so I might want to try to reverse the wiring. Might not be that big of a deal. I might be able to cross it over so that this button does this room and so forth, as that would make a bit more sense visually if this indicator light meant that room, which is kind of what I thought it did, even though I wired it, so I should have known. And then in terms of watering or water streams, I'm going to have to figure out how to get this water to keep going as well. Already it looks like it might be a problem. Because, yeah. Alright, the episode's getting long, but I do kind of want to get this kind of done, so maybe we'll go overboard today. I did switch the wiring around. It's not pretty by any means, but it works. I took this guy. I basically had to flip all of them except the middle one. The middle one could stay as it was. So this torch, instead of heading straight down, comes across here and then goes straight down. So that replaces this side. And then this one, which one did I replace that one with? I don't know what that one does. I think that one crosses somewhere else. Anyway, it works. I don't even remember what I did. Right here? Okay, that one there. What did you replace with? Oh, the other one goes above, I think. This one goes up here. That one goes down across here. Yeah. And then the other thing crosses down here and flips around. So it's ugly and very messy, but completely functional. So now it works the way you would think it works. So left button will flood this one, and I even got the water in place. And that one will do that one, and so on and so forth. Should all be working now, and the water is mostly in place. So I got the water in place just barely by putting the source block right here. Unfortunately, you can see the piston, but I don't think you'll be able to see it once we fill in this with glass, unless you jump. At least that's what I plan on having here, is glass, I think. I mean, we typically actually don't have to have anything, but I'll probably put something, or at least maybe a half slab, so we can't get in it. Yeah, we don't even need to have glass. Could just do that. It doesn't look too bad. I put some stairs in there just to continue on with the theme that was going on over here. So that means they're stuck in there. So actually what we can do is try to fall down there. No. No, no. Try to get some of these villagers out of here. Where are you? I've been hearing him for quite a while. There you are. Don't know where you were. Don't know where you came from. Well, obviously you came from up here, but before that, no idea. No idea where the darkness is. Okay. I just want to get this working quickly. Alright, and I moved this switch for this guy here, so when we got a villager there, we simply release him and he gets launched there. So now I gotta fix this last little bit of water, which involves releasing these guys. So I guess we gotta figure out what villagers we want where. And I don't know if these buttons are gonna work. We'll have to figure that out some other time. Maybe we can put the buttons up top for that, actually. That would be a lot easier. Just have the button like right here or something, and then it can go straight back. That would probably work better than what I am trying to do with that, because we're right above the wiring and the water and everything else. Yeah, probably not worth it, and this doesn't even look that good anyway, having the buttons down there. So we could try bringing up someone. I don't think I'll have a very good I'm not going to have an easy time. Man, I can't speak today. Or any day. So we could create a little bit of an item elevator. If you guys weren't so in the way all the time. Let's see here. Can I put a sign? No. No. I don't want to talk to you. Don't want to talk to you. No. Look. I can see the block. I'm touching the block. Oh, there's a torch on the block. No, sorry. I didn't mean to hit you. Why? Okay. No. Let's get rid of the torch. Ha. Okay, no torch. Where am I? What have you done? Aha! And aha! I mean, I could flood them all out, but I really only want one or two, which is going to be tricky. So, we haven't selected which ones we want where, so I'm thinking we'd do regular villager, butcher, blacksmith, librarian, and then the enchanter purple person. So let's see about that. If I do that, I should probably get a block ready. Actually, that's good. I got one. You are my hero, buddy. Okay. Now, blacksmith. We want third spot. You'd be right there. So now I should be able to do that. And you should get locked back there if I had a backing. Ta-da! Are you coming? Where'd you go? Oh, is that not done? Did I not do that properly? Oh, this half slab is not helping. Oh, the water's going in there. That's why. Let's just stop that from... Oh, they died. There we go. One of them died. I saw that. I'm sorry. And you're in. And we reset. And you're stuck. Okay, let's just double check that these are all set properly, which of course they are not. Let's block them off. Okay, that one is. That one is. Alright. Whoop. And I'm just going to block these in so I don't constantly fall. That worked. Nope. Running out of pearls. Okay. We've got the blacksmith. Let's try to get another one. This is awkward. Also don't want to make it so they can get out, so let's do that, I guess. Okay. Who do we got next? Librarian. Come on, you can do it, buddy. I wonder if I could help push you. Or we could use a second bucket and have that bring you out. Okay, regular villager. And we will do that. Nope. I regret such things. Let's take that water back. Take it. Seriously, we're gonna drown someone else? I guess he's okay. Just bob down one more time. Bob. 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 Nope. Not gonna cooperate, are you? You go there. Okay. Alright, villager. A regular villager. Farmer, or whatever you call him. You just go right there, so we will flush you out. Perfecto. And then we'll turn that off. Good, good. And continue on. What happened to that guy? Did he die? Really? How'd you die? How did you kill yourself? Or did you run away? Did he run away? No idea. He's probably dead. Oh, yep. Or he ran away. Hey guy, how you doing? Get back in your hole there. I do not allow that to happen. Alright. Well, we see it works. I'm not gonna spend too much time with you on that, because that would just take forever. So anyway, let's call it quits here. So it's kind of working. I'll probably try to get the rest of these guys into their locations so I can finalize this part of the thing. And then in another episode, we will have to work on the flushing out part of it. So these buttons, which will probably move up top to here, because we'll be able to hide redstone wiring right behind those blocks. So yeah, that looks like the right thing to do. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.